like to welcome you to this one-of-a-kind event that we're doing here. It's a collaboration between English Honor Society and History Book Club. Today we're going to be seeing some artistic responses to the book The Things They Carried by Tim O'Brien, which is a series of short stories that are sort of about the author's experience in the Vietnam War. So yeah, I'm very glad that you guys could all come today, and I'm very proud of the people who decided to present something artistic. I know we're all going to have a really good time seeing what they have to offer. So without further ado, I'd like to invite Allie O'Connor down, who will be presenting a monologue called Half by Rebecca Flieder.
So as you said, this is called Half. It's a monologue written by Rebecca Flieder, who is a senior here. He finds a half pack under the seat of his car. Maybe finds is the wrong word, or his. He knows they were here, knows whose fingers touched them long before they touched his. And in his car, well, nothing seems like his anymore. He smokes the first out the window of the motel at the railroad junction, leans out the skylight, feet on a chair inside, sidesteps the fee for shampooing carpets, for scouring the squalid wallpaper, sent to purge the scent of a half-lit desperation, mixed with the aroma of addiction. He smokes the second and third, the fourth on a trolley car, pretends he notices the clouds going by, the other passengers in contemplative silence. Their words, the ghosts of smoke from an unlit match. He recognizes a woman in white, a vague pink fragrance masked by the wall of artifice. He watches her clothes turn a turgid yellow. The fifth is coffee shop therapy. He thinks of her, of paradise. Another cup? Another cup. The barista pours him another cup of jet black and closes the door on an empty cafe. The sixth and the seventh, summarily put out by rain, wisps of could have been and should have words escaped from his lips just beyond his own. The last three remained of a reminder of creation, of cremation. He's no match for a cigarette.
Our next presenter will be Shan Shan, who will be demonstrating her drawings.
So this is the first picture I drew. And the quote is, "But the thing about remembering is that you don't forget." You can, after war, you can remember everything that happens. You won't forget it. So this is the second drawing. The quote is, "Stories are for joining the past to the future. Stories are for those late hours in the night when you can't remember how you got from where you were to where you are. Stories are for eternity, when memories is erased, when there is nothing to remember except the story." The soldier is surrounded by darkness, and his emotional pain can't be seen, but can be felt. And then Tim O'Brien expresses his burdens through this story. And that's it.
Our next performance will be Billy Lavoie. He will be performing two songs from the Vietnam War period on his guitar, and he will also be singing. So come on down, Billy.
All right, so this first song is Fortunate Song by Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Some folks are born, made to wave the flag. Ooh, the red, white, and blue. And when the band plays Hail to the Chief, they point the cannon at you. It ain't me, it ain't me. I ain't no senator's son. It ain't me, it ain't me. I ain't no fortunate one. Some folks are born silver spoon in hand. Lord, don't they help themselves, oh. But when the tax man comes to the door, Lord, the house looks like a rummage sale, yeah. It ain't me, it ain't me. I ain't
Thank you very much. This next song is called Working Class Hero, and it's written by John Lennon.
As soon as you're born, they make you feel small by giving you no time instead of it all, till the pain is so big you feel nothing at all. A working class hero is something to be. A working class hero is something to be. They hurt you at home and they hit you at school. They hate if you're clever and they despise a fool. Till you're just so crazy you can't follow their rules. A working class hero is something to be. A working class hero is something to be. When they've tortured and scarred you for 20 odd years, then they expect you to pick a career. When you can't really function, you're so full of fear. A working class hero is something to be. A working class hero is something to be. Keep you doped with religion and sex and TV. And you think you're so clever and classless and free. But you're all still peasants as far as I can see. A working class hero is something to be. A working class hero is something to be. There's room at the top, they are telling you still. But first you must learn how to smile as you kill. If you want to be like the folks on the hill. A working class hero is something to be. A working class hero is something to be. If you want to be a hero, well, just follow me. If you want to be a hero, well, just follow me.
For our next act, I'd like to welcome Allie O'Connor back to the stage. This time she'll be performing her slam poem, 10 Steps to Forgetting and Being Forgotten.
1. You heard the average age of a soldier was 26. 1.5, you don't really qualify as a soldier yet, and neither does your brother. You don't know if your brother was full of crap when he said that, loud and more than a little bit tipsy, you know, if I get drafted tomorrow, I'll be killing that average. You're drafted. You don't bring up the bullet lodged somewhere in your ribcage the next time you see him. 2, you blow out a candle riding shotgun going 25 on a jungle side road and cheers erupt. You're 20, and it's not the first or last time you beat an average. A congrats is sprawled haphazardly over a dirty birthday card. You don't know if you're your nation's accomplishment, their pride and joy, or their failure. But either way, you're here and you're 20 years old. 3, a grenade tumbles into your CO's tent and no one wants to talk about it. You do not want to talk about it. You eventually end up talking about it, and it goes a little something like this. We have to tell someone. Tell them what? Silence. So maybe you didn't end up talking about it. 4, if a young soldier washes up on a beach just south of your camp at midday and he's 24 years old and you did not find yourself on the sand alongside him, who's going to tell his mother? You find out a few weeks later he had a beautiful wife and a son on the way. They never seem to slip your mind. Neither does he. 5, no one wants to go in first. You do not want to go in first. You eventually end up going in first, and it goes a little something like this. Several gunshots, and he should have been out by now. You are not out yet. 6, you're bleeding, and there are hands at your throat, and perhaps they're your own. You are choking on your own blood, but you are not dying. And the bullet in your chest welcomes a hollow sort of company. You're bleeding out, but you are not dying. 7, you heard the average bullet wound to the chest takes just minutes to kill you. 7.5, you don't know exactly where you were shot. You do know that your best friend was full of crap when he found you, voice cracking and more than a little bit terrified. Hey, hang in there. Bullets take their sweet time, you know, and the truck's on their way. You know how fast they drive, like lunatics. Hey, no, keep your eyes open. It's gonna be fine. It's been 8 minutes. You don't bring up how the second and third bullets are always easier, yet somehow always the same as the first one the next time you see him. 8, you sit with your back to the brick and smoke a cigarette. The city used to look shinier to you. It's written like an obituary under cracked fingernails and torn skin. You used to know what you were looking for in it, staring into the clapped grass of the Capitol building's conscience like a two-way mirror. They pretend they can't see you the way you see yourself. The gun rests as a cold, quiet friend in your hands. You don't know if you're your nation's accomplishment, their pride and joy, or their failure, but either way, you're back. You are here, and you're 29 years old. 8.5, you don't know the average lifespan of an injured veteran. Your brother is no longer around to tell you. Neither is your best friend, your cousin, or your next-door neighbor. You do know your brother was full of grief and delusion when he killed himself, quiet, alone, and more than a little bit drunk. I'm sorry it's come to this. You're sorry too. The gun rests as a cold and quiet friend in your hands. 9, the brick is cold under your burning skin. Your hands shake. The air is still. The world still moves around you. The gun rests as a cold, quiet friend in your hands. 10, look at your city, your life, your war, your death. Something is missing.
So we have a very special guest with us here today. I'd like to invite to the stage David Freschi, a veteran of the Vietnam War and poet. He'll be reading his poetry. Thank you for coming.
I was in Vietnam as a Navy corpsman attached to the 1st Marine Division. We operated up in I Corps, the northern. Vietnam was divided into corps. So we were up in the north section. And the Marines, being a branch of the Navy, didn't have their own medics, so Navy corpsmen got attached to the Marines. We always used to bust on the Marines that they couldn't pass the test to become corpsmen. And they also had some nice things to say to us. But anyway, we got along real well, and we were all part of the thing. So without further ado, let me share a couple with you here. Jesus is a mimic. 8 days, operation, keep walking. No contact, but plenty of booby traps and snipers. Frustration matches the strain of tired muscles, sore shoulders. No contacts today. That's good. Yesterday's gore is finally dry, blending with sweat and dirt. 2 more days' march to clean clothes. From 3 directions, we entered the village. Good-sized one. Not a male under 60 in sight. Women, children, and the old. Senses alert. Fear's vice tries to grab. This can't be a good news sign. We're staying the night. Everybody sharp, 2 on, 2 off. A long, sleepless night coming. Empty the pack. Most rats go to Mama San and her hungry brood. Eye contact brief and cautious. A brief nap before night slams down. Drifting, scrabbling sound slices the exhaustion. Instant alert. Eyes pop. .45 in hand. Turn and she's there. Hands deep in my pack, probing. A grenade, a trap, a snake. Sight picture is instant and clear. Clear and sharp. Center of the face, safety snicks. I won't miss. Fear floods her face. No feeling except survival and anger. The trigger tightens. 230 grains of destruction ready. The last movement starts. Don't. You don't want to do this. Then that warm grip, so loving. Dad? Who? His voice, other side of the world, but here. The muzzle wavers and drops. Sights blur. Last food, lady, take it and go. Safety up, barrel down. So close to dealing death, which would have been my companion for life. Dad's voice real. Who, how, I'm with you. You know who, you know who. A night with a Marine, settling in for the night in an abandoned village. Wonder where everybody went. Now there's a mystery. Tropic nights stifles the day. Music courtesy of 1,000 mosquito band, overridden by a whisper. A growing whine, a hollow thump. Mortars in the air, screams and shouts of incoming, trying to curl inward to nothing. A soggy crump shatters the night. 2 minutes, 2 years, 2 lifetimes. Then it ends and the silence bellows. Waiting, waiting, straining to hear wounded cries. Harsh whisper, Doc! Doc! Shuffling to the door. Help him, Doc. One look. Top of skull gone. Nothing where once was a brain. No help here, no help here. A failure without the chance to fail. Grief hits the friends who now have the faces of boys for an instant. Back to their post, left alone, with a shattered brother. A companion for a night that will go on and on and on. Empty eyes stare no matter where I move. Why'd they bring you here? They knew you were gone. I reach to close the eyes and cover the face. Unseeing eyes see and give me pause. All right, just for a bit. I'll leave your eyes be. Just don't be keeping me up. You want to talk, and so we do. On into the night. That was friendly fire that got you? Don't mean nothing. Guy talk. Have to help him with his part of the conversation. But it's real. It's real. Our talk. And dawn pushes the night away in a rush. Time to go, bud. I'll take it to the chopper. Safe journey. Angels wait. Zip the bag. Fill the slip. Move on. Don't mean nothing. You got time for one more? Pointing. You had to do it. Wish it had been another. Accompanying bad guy territory. Few snipers popping through the day. Nothing major. Company moving well. You were tall, a little gawky. Glasses often askew. Helmet a little loose. Full of humor and great conversation. 21, was it? Or was it 19? Whatever. Talking of home, a special girl. A world unrealized. What spirit moved your eyes that day? A little off-color patch of vegetation, a movement? Why didn't a Marine, a quick and accurate Marine, see it? It's their job, you know. The patch lifted, a helmet and eyes appeared, eye contact made. Yet you stared that extra second. You stared, you pointed, you gave the warning shout. Just before that round took you center chest. That beautiful heart crashed to a stop. That voice frozen around a word. Helping others live. Didn't you know pointing's not polite? Didn't you know I'd have to do the paperwork? A different spirit holds you now. Heaven's grace. For you gave that a brother could live. Well done. Thank you very much.
Okay, I want to thank you guys all for coming today, and I especially want to thank the performers who did such an amazing job. Can we give them another round of applause, please? And of course, I want to give another round of applause to David Freschi for his beautiful poetry and for being here with us. We are so grateful for you and for your service. Thank you for coming. That about wraps up our program. If you guys want, you can stick around a little bit to talk to any of the performers. And you can also see Sun Sun's artwork at the front.